There is a version of you in some other possible life who wakes up tomorrow already knowing everything. Not guessing, not sensing, knowing. The winning numbers, the argument before it starts, the exact second a stranger's car drifts into your lane. Every yes, every no, every heartbreak laid out in front of you like a hand of cards someone already dealt, face up, before the game even began. For the first few hours, this person believes they've won life itself. Then something small happens. Their partner walks into the kitchen to say good morning, and they realize they already know the sentence coming, the exact pause before it, the little laugh at the end. So they don't really listen. They just wait for the sound to catch up to a script they memorized before they were born. And somewhere in that moment, something quietly breaks. Not their happiness, their presence. They are no longer in the room. They are watching a rerun of a show they used to be the star of. This is the part nobody warns you about when they say knowing the future would be a gift. A gift has to be opened. If you already know what's inside, you're not opening anything. You're just going through the motion of unwrapping a box you packed yourself, in a future you've already lived, backwards. Here's a strange experiment worth trying in your head. Picture the last time you were truly nervous, waiting for test results, standing outside a door before a job interview, watching the clock during the last 2 minutes of a game that could go either way. Now imagine removing the not knowing from every single one of those moments. Not the outcome, just the waiting. What's left? Nothing. Because the waiting was the feeling. The result was almost beside the point. Neuroscientists have a name for this, and it surprised even them. For years, the assumption was that our brains reward us the moment we get what we want. But when researchers actually measured it, the biggest surge came earlier than that, during the gamble itself, in the space where the outcome was still genuinely unknown. Your brain isn't built to crave winning, it's built to crave the question mark. Take away the question, and you don't just remove suspense, you remove the machinery your motivation runs on. So, a person who knows everything in advance doesn't become a superhero. They become a spectator in their own life, watching a movie they've already seen twice, wondering why everyone around them is still so moved by it. But this is only the surface problem. Underneath it is something much stranger. If you genuinely know, with total accuracy, everything you will do tomorrow, then tomorrow isn't waiting to be decided. It already happened, in some sense, before you got there. It's just that you're the last one to find out. Try this thought experiment. Tell yourself, right now, that tomorrow at exactly noon, you will not check your phone. Say it out loud. Mean it completely. Now ask yourself something uncomfortable. If a being existed who already knew, with perfect certainty, whether you'd keep that promise, would your effort to keep it change anything? Or would you simply do whatever that being already saw you doing, dressed up in the feeling of trying? That feeling, the sense that your choice matters, that it could have gone differently, is the entire architecture of what it means to be a person making decisions instead of a character following a script. Philosophers have circled this problem for centuries under different names, but you don't need the vocabulary to feel the floor drop out from under you. If the ending is already fixed, effort becomes decoration, pride becomes a formality, regret becomes theater, because nothing could have gone any other way. And this is where the story usually turns dark. But it doesn't have to, because notice what we do with our actual lives, the ones where the future stays hidden. We don't experience that hidden future as a wound. We build entire rituals around it. We propose marriage without knowing the answer. We start businesses without knowing if they'll survive the year. We tell someone we love them for the first time, heart slamming, with absolutely no guarantee it will be said back. If any of those moments came with a guarantee attached, they would stop being brave. They'd just be paperwork. Try one last thought experiment, and then we're done. Someone hands you a sealed letter tonight. Inside is the exact date of your death, the name of the last person who will love you, and a full account of every joy and failure still ahead of you. You don't have to open it. It will sit on your shelf either way, but it's there, and you know it's true, and you know it's complete. Most people, if they're honest, feel a pull to open it immediately. That pull is real. Certainty feels like safety, and we are wired to reach for safety the way a hand reaches for a railing in the dark. But imagine you actually open it. Imagine reading every page, every date, every ending. You would close that letter having gained perfect knowledge and lost something you can't get back. The reason any of it was going to matter in the first place. A surprise you already spoiled for yourself. A risk that was never actually a risk. A life reduced to a transcript you're now just reading out loud to an audience of one. Uncertainty isn't the crack in the human condition that we've spent centuries trying to patch. It might be the load bearing wall. It's the reason a promise means something, the reason trust costs anything, the reason waking up tomorrow, not knowing exactly what it holds, is somehow better than knowing everything it ever will. So if that letter were sitting on your shelf tonight, sealed, waiting, true, would you actually open it? Or would you finally understand that not knowing was never the problem? It was the whole point.